Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. So for this video, we are going to learn probability, lecture 1 of 3, part 2. So basically this video is all about find the probability of an event. So for example 4 in your lecture notes, it's given that find the probability of getting ahead when you flip a coin. So we know coin have two space, which is the sample space is H and T. So the probability of getting ahead, so we denote it as an event A. So A is an event of getting ahead. So the question asks for a probability. So probability of A is 1/2. Okay, next we want to find the probability of obtaining a number greater than 4 on a single toss of die. So when we roll a die, bila kita baling dadu, the sample space is we have the result 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So we denote the event as E. You can choose any alphabet, but choose the easier one. So we name it as an event of getting a number greater than 4. Okay, so number greater than 4, we can see that greater than, the word greater than means that 4 is not included. So we have 5 and 6. So the probability of getting a number greater than 4 is 2 out of 6. So simplify your answer, you will get 1/3. So remember to always simplify your answer. Okay, next we have example 6. So the probability that a student is late for school is 1/4 for each day. Okay, find the probability that the student is not late for school. So given here is the probability of a student is late for school. So we name it an event L. So event that student is late for school. So we know that probability is 1/4, but that is not what the question asks. The question asks for the student is not late, which is the complement event. So the probability of L prime is, we took 1 minus 1/4. So we will have 3/4 as the answer. Okay, example 7. Okay, by using Venn diagram, so there are 100 matriculation students, of whom 20 are studying mathematics, 15 are studying economics, and 8 are studying both mathematics and economics. So firstly, you need to illustrate this in a Venn diagram. So the question asks you to do the Venn diagram. So before we do the Venn diagram, we need to name the event. So M is referred to event of student studying mathematics. Okay, so M for mathematics and then E for economics. Event of student studying economics. Okay, now so we have a Venn diagram. So dia akan ada intersection because it said that 8 are studying both mathematics and economics. So from this statement, okay, every time you dapat soalan, always bila nak buat Venn diagram, always label yang intersection dulu. So 8 are studying both mathematics and economics. So we label in the middle is 8. Okay, so this is event M, this is E, and then S is for sample space. Okay, so it says here 20 are studying mathematics. So in this circle, in this M circle, so we already have 8. So what you need to write inside here is 20 minus 8, which is we have 12. Okay, 12 students studying only mathematics and not economics. Okay, so for this circle, for economic circle, it say in the question 15 are studying economics. So what we should put in here is 15 minus 8, which is you will get 7. Okay, so now look at the first word, the first sentence. There are 100 matriculation students. So another than 12, 8 and 7 outside that does not study mathematics and economics, you can take outside here, you can take 100 minus 12 minus 8 minus 7, and then you will get 73. Okay, so this is your Venn diagram, the first part. And then soalan B. Okay, the question asks you to find the probability of student studying mathematics or economics. So you need to find the probability of M union E. We can find the probability of students studying mathematics or economics just by look at the Venn diagram. So we can say that student that study mathematics or economics is 12 plus 8 and then plus 7, because it said or means that all M and E inside this one. Okay, so you need to add up all this one to find the probability. Okay, and then divided by the sample space is 100, number of sample space 100. So you can get the answer is 27 over 100. Or you can give your answer in the form of fraction or the form of decimal. Just give either one lah. Okay, so the next one, question C. The question asks you to find the probability the student is not studying mathematics or economics. Maksudnya dia tak study mathematics dan juga dia tak study economics. So we can say that probability of M union E bar. Selain daripada tu, so kalau ikut dalam formula, we can say that 1 minus 27 over 100. So you can get the answer is 73 over 100. So this is by using the formula. If you look at your Venn diagram, we can see that 73 here is students that are not studying mathematics nor economics. Okay, example 8. Okay, by using the tree diagram, given that a coin is tossed twice, so dia bagi kita shilling and kita kena toss 2 kali. So by using a tree diagram, find the probability of getting 2 tail. So before we find the probability, we need to do the tree diagram. So we start our tree diagram. Okay, for the first toss, kita akan dapat either head or tail. So ini untuk the first toss. Okay, so the probability of getting head is 1 over 2 and tail also 1 over 2. So 2 untuk the first toss. And then untuk second toss, we also can get head or tail. So the probability is still the same, 1 over 2 and 1 over 2. So if we have tail on the first toss, on the second toss we can have head or tail. So 1 over 2, 1 over 2. So the probability we write it on the branch. Okay. And then apa yang kita kena lengkapkan lagi adalah dia punya sample point, which is HH, HT, TH or TT. So this is our result, our outcome. And then the probability. Okay, in the previous lecture, it's note that to find the probability, you need to multiply the branch. Okay, the first branch, HH ni, we need to multiply 1 over 2 times 1 over 2. And then you can get 1 over 4. And then you repeat for the second branch, which is HT. So sama juga 1 over 2 times 1 over 2, you can have 1 over 4. And the third branch is 1 over 4. And the last branch is 1 over 4. So to check whether your probability is right or wrong, if you add up this all probability, okay, so you can get 1. Okay, so we know from the previous lecture the total probability is 1. Okay, so now we can answer the question for part A. So the probability of getting 2 tails, so maksudnya probability of getting 2 tails, we can have TT. So from the tree diagram, we can say that the probability is 1 over 4. So this is the probability of getting 2 tails. Okay, which is 1 over 2 times 1 over 2, 1 over 4. So we multiply along the branch. Okay, for the second one, part B, so the question asks you to find the probability of getting a head on the first coin. Okay, on the first coin we get a head, so you can have whether head or head tail. So the first coin must be head. So we can have 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is 2 over 4 equal to 1 over 2. Okay, always simplify your answer. Okay, question C, at least one head. So if we look at the solution, at least one head means that it can have more lah. So you can have HH, HT, TH. Oh, so TT ni tak boleh sebab dia bukan head. Okay, so soalan C, so probability of HH plus HT plus TH. So 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4. So the total is 3 over 4. Okay, the next example, example 9. Okay, by using graph. Okay, 2 dice are tossed. So kita ada 2 dadu dan kita baling. So find the probability that the sum of the sum of 2 number is 8. Okay, and then find the probability the sum of 2 number is prime number. So first kita buat dia punya graph dulu. Okay, so the 2 dice. So dice 1 and then dice 2. So dice ada 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so dekat persilangan ni kita tulis the sum of the 2 numbers. So the first one, 1 plus 1 is 2. And then 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. And then you complete this graph lah. 5, 6. Okay, so bila dah complete, okay, kita check balik. Kita nak the sum of 2 number is 8. So kita labelkan dia punya event as A. Sum of 2 number is 8. Okay, so the sample space is, okay, kita tengok kita punya graph. Okay, sum of the two numbers is 8. Kita ada berapa? So this part. So the sample space is, okay, so we can have a 6 2 and then 5 3 4 4 and then 3 5 dan juga 2 6. So this is the sample space for A. Not sample space, this is A, event A. So the probability of A is 1 2 3 4 5 over 36. Okay, mana kita dapat 36 ni? So you have learned how to find the total outcomes from the previous video. So the total outcomes is, okay, the outcome when the first dose of dice is 6. Okay, you times by the second dice 6, you can have 36 outcomes. Number of sample space is 36. Okay, if you count in this graph pun kita ada 36 result lah. Okay, and then question B, we name it as B lah. The sum of two number is prime number. Still remember, prime number start from what number? 2, 3, 5, 7 and 11. So kita tengok dekat kita punya graph and then kita highlight kan. So 2 is prime number, 3 and then 5 and then 7 dan juga 11. So you can list down all the event. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So dekat sini you sambung lah. So we can have 1 1 and then 2 1 and then 2 1 1 2 and so on. So you buat sendiri this one macam mana yang kita buat dekat soalan A. So you list down sendiri and then we can see that it has 15 over 36 and then it can be simplified. You can have 5 over 12. So this should be your final answer. Okay, so this is the end of lecture 1 of 3. We will continue for the lecture 2 of 3 in the next video. So thank you for listening.